Hello and welcome back. This is Candace from Candoodle, and today I have a super fun interactive card. I've shown this technique before on my channel, which I'll link to on the top right, but I thought it was time to do one again because I love making these cards. I think they're so fun. So let's get started. So I'm going to start off with my stamping. So for this one, I'm using the Pawsome Stamps Sweet Cupcake stamp set, and I'm using a bunch of those cute little chocolates from the stamp set, and I'm going to repeatedly stamp those. I wasn't sure how many I would need to go around the circle on my card, so I thought I would stamp more, and I just saved the extras to use on another card. I really like this technique because it's a great way to use some of your smaller or maybe medium-sized stamps that you might not know how to incorporate into your design otherwise. And it really is a good standalone way to use them so you can still use all those small stamped images that often come in stamp sets but might go neglected. So I think that these candies are super, super cute, and I colored them to be kind of different shades of brown, and I used some Y colors to make it look a bit more like caramel. I do have some lighter pinks out right now, which are the colors I ended up using on my card, but you'll see I colored this one as well in more darker, kind of rich pinks, which are really pretty, but I ended up deciding going with the light pinks for this card, and I saved the candies I colored with the darker ones for another card. After I die cut them out, I also added some little details with my white gel pen. This just makes them look really whimsical and almost shiny. I never know where to put my white highlights, but you kind of just go with it and put them anywhere that you think light might strike, or when in doubt, put them on the top of one side and the bottom of the other. So then I'm going to move on to my card base, and I'm not sure why I went with this color scheme. I was thinking of not Nutella, Neapolitan ice cream when I was making this for some reason. So I used my Altenew inks, and I used dark chocolate on the bottom, vanilla cream in the middle, and cotton candy on the top. And I think it ended up looking really, really cute, although I usually wouldn't use a color scheme quite like this. And I'm blending directly onto my card base, so I just put a piece of scrap paper in between so I wouldn't accidentally get any ink blending on the inside or the back of my card to just kind of protect that. Then we are going to move on to the sentiment. So I have a circle in the center, which is 1.75 inches in diameter, and I'm going to stamp the "You're the Sweetest" little stamp onto that. Then I have my spacer piece at the top and my piece that all of my little chocolates are going to sit on the bottom. And so that spacer piece I cut with two of my Hero Arts nesting circles. The middle one was 1.5 inch diameter and the outer one was 2 inches. And then I used for the piece that my chocolates are going to sit on, I used again the 1.5 for the center and 2.25 for the outer. So it just has a little bit more space that I can glue all of my little die cuts down, which you see me doing there. As you saw, I like to line my die cuts up first before I commit to gluing them down, just so I can make sure that they're somewhat evenly spread across my circle. And then once that's done, I'm going to put a foam square on the back of each of them, but make sure not to take off the release paper or it's going to stick down to your card base, which is what we don't want. I'm going to make sure that that's lined up nice and centered on my card base, and then come in with some foam tape to form a circle on the inside of the spinner. And I want to make sure that there's a little bit of wiggle room left just so that spinner has room to move around. And then I am going to come in with my anti-static powder tool and just go on the sides of that foam tape. And this is going to make sure that our spacer and our spinner don't get stuck on the sides of the foam tape. So once that is done, I'm going to come in with my spacer and then lie my spinner on top of that. And then on the very top, I'm going to add some glue and put our sentiment, which is just a bit bigger than the spinner. So that's going to make sure that everything stays in place and that the recipient can spin this fun little card around. So that is the final project. You'll have to let me know if you like it down below in the comments. I always appreciate the time that you spend here with me. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in a future video.